What is a good way to cope with a lack of faith in God? This is a fantastic question. And the reason why I say it's such a good question, because everyone struggles with this. Whether you come from a place where you had faith, you had a great prayer life, and you received a lot of consolation in your soul, and all of a sudden it just stops, like you fell off a cliff, and you're just wondering, like, where did my faith go? Maybe you're that kind of a person, or maybe you believe God is real, but you have a tough time like truly internalizing that and believing that in your heart. Everyone goes through this. Why? Why does everyone go through this? Because faith isn't easy. Because what faith does, it surges deep inside your soul. That's what faith does. It digs down deep into who you are. And faith reveals your true self, your true nature, how God created you. Because faith is a participation in the divine knowledge, in the knowledge of God. And that's a lot of truth coming at you. And that's a lot of things that you need to accept. And that can be very, very difficult. Belief is believing something to be true based off of the testimony of another. But faith is believing something to be true based off of the testimony of God. That's why it makes it so hard, because it's God's knowledge that we're trying to tap into. We're trying to connect ourselves with the divine life. We're trying to connect ourselves with grace, and that's very difficult to do, because faith is a theological virtue, along with hope and charity. And the thing is about theological virtues is that we can't grow in these virtues by ourselves. They're called theological because we need God to give us these virtues. It is only by pure gift of God that we can have faith, that we can have hope, that we can have charity. It's not something that we can just muster up under our own strength to have. In a way, it's almost out of our control, but we can accept it. That's the thing that is in our control. And so when it comes to coping with a lack of faith in God, the one thing that we can control is how we receive that gift of grace, of faith. And so, if you are struggling with a lack of faith in God right now, one, know that it's difficult. Know that it's hard. And two, it is only by God's grace that we can grow in this. And so we just need to be open and receptive to that. And that's not easy either. One of my favorite quotes is from the saint named St. John of the Cross. And he has this quote, this quotation. It goes like this: "If you wish to be sure of the road that you tread on, you must close your eyes and walk in the dark." No, if you want to know the road that you're going on right now is the right one, that this is where you are called to be, that this is where God wants you to be, he tells us the opposite of what we feel like we should be doing. We feel like we should have our eyes wide open, looking at everything in our surroundings, making sure that we're on the right road. But St. John the Cross says, no, close your eyes and walk in the dark. It is this trust that we must have in God, to know that this road that we tread on is the right one. We must close our eyes and let the hand of God lead us. Because faith and love is God's hand reaching down to us and saying, here, let me show you the way. Let me show you where to go. Trust me. Can you trust me? Reach out your hand, close your eyes, and let me lead you. Let me lead you to my son. That's what faith is about. So faith isn't easy. And if you wish to cope with a lack of faith, maybe you are struggling in your faith life and you want to get back onto the right track, you may need to pray the most honest and genuine prayer of your life and just say, God, I believe, help my unbelief. God, I believe, help my unbelief. I want to believe. Help me to have the desire to believe. Be absolutely honest with God. Be absolutely genuine in your prayer. Maybe it's not going to be easy to pray, because you may feel like you're talking to a wall when you do, but know that God is listening, and He will reward your honest prayer. And just be receptive to what God is trying to lead you to. My name is John Boyle from MSP Catholic, and this has been How to Catholic. God bless, guys.